thanks to some brand new reports in regards to what Marvel Studios is planning on doing with the X-Men, it sounds like that they're already going to be establishing the X-Men homeworld, or at least one of them, aka Genosha, in the upcoming Thunderbolts. So it looks like the Marvel Studios X-Men will be making a splash in some way soon. Okay, so I know most people think of Genosha as something generally related to just Magneto, and possibly in their minds they only have like the animated series version and things they were doing there, but Genosha in Marvel Comics is an actual island on Earth. If you look at its geographical location, it's north of Madagascar and to the east of Kenya, placing it underneath India. Now, as we're talking about that, I should bring up that obviously something right there close to those waters is a celestial peeking halfway out of the water, which we've already discussed will reportedly be the foundation of using adamantium. So again, a couple ties here to the X-Men. Now, what's important about Genosha is that if we go to the comics once again, aka the source, it is very much rooted in its history that this can very easily tie to an Eternal, and again, being a sovereign nation that's mainly for mutants. So if the mutants in the MCU claim that adamantium is theirs and they're existing here and this is their home, you can see how that would directly put them in the crosshairs of every government and make them instantly public enemy number one for more than just, hey, they're different than us, they're mutants, hunt them. They're also guarding and built their home on top of one of the biggest resources on the planet and are also guarding adamantium. And in a good way, this could also make Eternals retroactively more important and not seem like it's wasted and being ignored when they explain, actually, we haven't touched upon it yet because there's been a lot of political stuff happening there, so it's just been off limits. What's there is a top level resource and also mutants, however that happens. I mean, we'll figure it out when they get there eventually. It sounds like it's going to be Thunderbolts, but then from that point on, they're very much going to be grounded as this is our home, so we'll see what happens next. And I'm all for this. I like it. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a little bit flimsy in how they're building up the Thunderbolts to do and set up all this. But again, the execution can be completely different. So it sounds like that they have a pretty solid idea here to play with. And if this ends up happening, then we can definitely see how mutants are already going to be completely different than what Fox did. And I think it's a good way to differentiate them automatically by saying, look, you have a home, Genosha. Why don't you just run there instead of being, crossing borders? That puts a little bit more of a intrigue and spin and a political angle on the X-Men like Marvel Comics always has.